Hello again. In our previous video, we have seen what is an exception shape, what it does, and how we can define the shape execution should behave when an incoming document fails. Now we'll see a simple small working example for exception shape. So I've created a small process where I'll be picking employee files from one directory and placing it in another directory. So I just wanted to add a validation which will check if the employee ID is null or not null. So for my whatever profile that have been transferring from one directory to other, so I wanted to maintain employee ID is a mandatory field so that it shouldn't be null for a particular employee. So in this validation, if it is not null, if there is some value for this particular field, it should go and transfer to the other directory. If it is null, then it should raise an exception, or it should halt here in the exception shape. So you could see I have given a message, which is a mixture of some static message and some dynamic values to it. So what is this message label? So it is simply a free flow text message that is generated for your exception shape and used as the alert message and log details as well. So to specify variables, you can use the syntax that you could see here. You have to create a placeholder, and so whatever placeholder that have been defined here, so the values can be picked from the variables. So the variables is generally used to provide one or more values or to insert into placeholders that is defined in your message text. So you could see, so I have some more than two or three files that I'm picking from my directory. So if some of them might be the employee for some of those files might be null or not null. So whenever it is null, I wanted to capture it here, I wanted to stop it here at the exception shape. And also I wanted to know what is the file that is not having the particular employee ID. So in order to know whatever file that is failing, I'm capturing the file name here as well. So you could see that I've given a placeholder in my message shape and the value is picking it from these variables. Let's execute the process and see what would be the result is. I've already deployed the process, so let's simply execute it. So you could see my process got errored out, and I also have a file that is failed. So the file name is employee to file name and employee. I have a text message as well that stating employee ID shouldn't be null. Please provide a valid employee ID that have given in my process. So this is how you could use. I'll also run it in the test mode and show you so that you could know how to like how it is flowing from one shape to the other. Yes, my process is failed, stating at the exception shape, stating that file name employee 2, whereas employee ID shouldn't be null. Please provide a valid employee ID. So I have three files from my directory, which you could see here, and whereas two files have been like moved to the other directory as their employee ID is not null. Let me open the data and show you as well. So my validation check employee ID not null is true path and null is false path. So here employee ID is not null, so it have been went to the other like true path. So in the exception shape, whatever document that is reached, so employee ID should be null. So that's the reason it might have reached the exception shape. Yes, so employee ID is null here, so it reached the exception shape. So this is how you can use your exception shape for your business scenarios. You can perform some validation, noun validations, or else you can also capture some unknown exceptions as well after your connector shape based upon the application status codes or your the status description. So you can also capture some unknown exceptions also using your exception shape. Thank you.